Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, a deadly mass shooting at a supermarket in Arkansas. At least 3 people killed, 10 wounded. The dangerous heat alerts impacting more than 110 million people from California to the Northeast, and the major Supreme Court ruling on guns. First, the images coming in, chaos at a supermarket south of Little Rock. A gunman opening fire on victims, at least 3 people killed, 2 police officers among the 10 wounded. Customers running from the store, and what we just learned about the suspect late today. Pierre Thomas standing by. Also tonight, 15 states under heat alerts from coast to coast. New York issuing its first air quality alert of the season. Amtrak and thousands of commuters struggling with delays along the Northeast corridor. Some areas facing triple-digit temperatures. Erielle Reshef at Penn Station. And the new tropic threat forming along the East Coast. The system possibly gaining strength this weekend. Thunderstorms, heavy rain, and winds. Our weather team timing it out. Family tragedy in Florida. A couple swept away by a rip current while on vacation with 6 children. The Supreme Court ruling on a major gun case, upholding a law banning people under domestic violence restraining orders from having a firearm. The law meant to protect victims of domestic abuse. The justice's overwhelming decision, and what's next for the High Court. ABC News exclusive. The couple electrocuted in a hot tub at a Mexican resort. The husband killed, his wife injured, and now telling her story for the first time. News tonight about an American tourist killed by a charging elephant thrown from the vehicle she was riding in. And America Strong tonight, the firefighters answering the call for one of their own.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Whit Johnson in for David. Several developing stories as we come on tonight. The dangerous heat spreading coast to coast. The major Supreme Court ruling on domestic abusers and guns. But first, that breaking news from Arkansas. A deadly mass shooting at a supermarket in Fordyce. At least 3 killed, 10 wounded, including 2 police officers. We're getting the first images of the chaotic scene at the Mad Butcher supermarket, more than an hour south of Little Rock. Police and emergency vehicles flooding the area. Witnesses in this small town describing the sound of gunfire as shoppers were gunned down. Some of the injured are in critical condition. Tonight, police say it was the work of a lone gunman. Officers confronting him, injuring him, but he survived. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas leading us off with new details just coming in.
A mass shooting today at a grocery store in southern Arkansas. Shocking a small community, wounding bodies and souls.
We are live here at Mad Butcher in Fordyce, and there is a shooting going on.
Listen to the sound of gunfire as the nightmare unfolds. Eyewitness capturing it all on his cell phone.
There's somebody lying in the parking lot, shot.
As we've seen so many times, an army of police and rescue personnel descending on the scene.
We had 11 civilian shots. 3 of those are deceased, and we do have some that are critical.
2 police officers injured in an exchange of gunfire with the suspect. The officers and the suspect did not sustain life-threatening injuries. Amaya Doherty was in a car outside the store when the gunshots rang out.
I heard like boom, boom, brrr. And then I looked and I thought it was fireworks. And I looked out like to my left and I seen a man with his groceries with some khaki shorts on, and he just dropped back. And then I seen a man, he had, I think it was an AK, he had rounds and he was just shooting, like he was shooting. And I locked the door and I got real low.
Police say a lone gunman was involved but declined to say what sparked the shooting. Tonight the community responding. People scared, frustrated, angry.
I have people that I talked to that was in there, and man, they're traumatized.
This is something scary. This is something new, like for all of us. So when I come to Mad Butcher to get some lunch, I'm coming to get some lunch, not to be worried about our lives.
As police try to determine what happened at that grocery store, tonight the FBI and ATF are now assisting as yet another community deals with another mass shooting.
Pierre Thomas with those breaking details. Thank you. Next tonight, the extreme heat for more than 110 million Americans from the Northeast to California. 15 states under alerts with temperatures still on the rise. New York in its second day above 90 degrees, triggering its first air quality alert of the season. New delays on the country's busiest rail corridor into and out of Penn Station. And tonight, the life-threatening heat is also returning to the west. We'll have the forecast in just a moment, including a new tropical threat. But first, here's ABC's Erielle Reshef in New York.
Tonight, more than 110 million Americans baking under blistering heat. In New York City, a sticky morning commute. Rail service suspended for hours for a second day after a New Jersey transit train got stuck in the tunnel, triggering cancellations and delays.
I don't know how long this is going to continue. It's just horrible.
In Buffalo, schools handed out bottled water, but some students were frustrated they had to struggle through hours of testing with no air conditioning.
When you're trying to sit there and think and process, and then you got the heat, it just drains you, it makes you exhausted, and it's just harder to think.
This dangerous heat wave already taking a toll. In New York and New Jersey, the rate of ER visits for heat-related symptoms is up 800% this week. In Phoenix, Red Cross volunteers going door to door, sharing safety tips.
If you have to be outside for only a minimal amount of time, as much as needed. Definitely drink a lot of water, always stay hydrated.
And with a bit of good news tonight, Amtrak confirming that service has been restored here at Penn Station, but New York City remains under that heat alert and that air quality advisory through the weekend. Whit.
Erielle, thanks so much. Let's get right to meteorologist Lee Goldberg from our New York station WABC. And Lee, this heat expected to get worse before it gets better.
I know, Whit. I mean, first full day of summer, we should be simmering, not broiling, but that's what we're doing because much of the country is trapped under this heat dome. And you can see all the alerts, excessive heat watches in parts of New Jersey and down through the Delmarva, extends all the way from southern New England to the Ohio Valley. And all the pollutants are trapped under this, so air quality problems as well. The ring of fire, storms forming along the edge of that heat dome. So we're watching southern New England, the Hudson Valley of New York. If you could get into New York City, Newark hit 100 degrees today. A couple could get into northern New Jersey. There's other severe weather out in the Rockies. In the west, it's scorching. Excessive heat watches and warnings through the weekend. Phoenix hasn't had a high below 100 since late May. And through the weekend, it's going to be in the triple digits. They'll have their warmest June on record, likely. And then this tropical low off the southeast coast. It could become a short-lived tropical depression, unlikely named. More importantly, it's dangerous rip currents for Florida, the Carolinas, for beachgoers, and maybe some flash flooding with some of those showers in Georgia and Florida. Whit?
All right, Lee Goldberg, it's great to have you. We appreciate it. Thank you. Turning to the tragic deaths of a Pennsylvania couple vacationing in South Florida with their family. The couple entered the water for a swim before being quickly swept away by a rip current. The children tried to save them, but the current was too strong. ABC's Victor Oquendo in Florida tonight.
Tonight, tragedy at this Florida beach. A couple caught in a rip current while swimming with their children, drowning after being swept away.
They stepped right into a riptide, according to our witnesses, and immediately were taken over by the power of the ocean.
Authorities say 51-year-old Brian Warder and 48-year-old Erica Wishard were visiting Hutchinson Island in South Florida with their 6 mostly teenage children from previous relationships. Around 1:30 Thursday afternoon, the Pennsylvania couple and 2 of the teens decided to go swimming, a red flag warning in effect at the time. Officials say the group was pushed away from the shore in a matter of seconds. The 2 children breaking free from the current and attempting to help, but forced back to land.
Our lifeguards were able to get in, find the 2 victims approximately 100 to 125 yards off the beach.
First responders performing CPR on the beach before racing the 2 adults to the hospital. They did not survive. The incident, a terrible reminder of the importance of ocean safety.
Stay calm, try and signal lifeguards if you can, and then don't fight the current because it's a pretty strong force.
And if you were ever caught in a rip current, do your best to stay calm and actually let it take you out to sea until you're able to start swimming parallel to the shore, then at an angle, and then back to safety. Whit?
Potentially life-saving advice. Victor, thank you. Now to the reaction coming in after that major ruling from the Supreme Court upholding a gun ban on people who are subject to a domestic violence restraining order. It marks a significant turn for the High Court after more than a decade of expanding gun rights. ABC's Terry Moran at the Supreme Court tonight.
At the Supreme Court today, a rare victory for advocates of gun safety laws. By a vote of 8-1, the court upheld a federal law aimed at keeping guns out of the hands of domestic abusers, upholding a law that prohibits people who are subject to domestic violence restraining orders from possessing a firearm. Chief Justice John Roberts, writing for the majority, We conclude only this: an individual found by a court to pose a credible threat to the physical safety of another may be temporarily disarmed, consistent with the Second Amendment. The case centered on Zaki Rahimi, a Texas drug dealer with a history of domestic abuse who was arrested after a shooting spree and charged under federal law with possessing a firearm while under a restraining order. Rahimi's lawyers argued the Second Amendment guaranteed him the right to have a gun. But the High Court ruled that the Second Amendment has limits, and on this issue, it can be a matter of life or death. The statistics are clear. A woman who lives in a house with a domestic abuser is 5 times more likely to be murdered if that abuser has access to a gun. Today, Lachey Crachan is lucky to be alive. The 45-year-old mother of 2 was shot 5 times by her ex-boyfriend in front of her daughter.
They listen to survivors. They listen to us. Because it's not a day, a minute, or a second that we don't think about it.
Justice Clarence Thomas, the lone dissenting vote, warned that today's decision could be the start of a slippery slope and contradicts a major Supreme Court ruling in 2022 that held that new gun laws must be consistent with this nation's historical traditions of firearms regulation. Thomas writing, "Not a single historical regulation justifies the statute at issue, therefore I respectfully dissent." But Chief Justice Roberts argued that today's decision was based in history, in tradition, but also in common sense. Since the founding, our nation's firearm laws have included provisions preventing individuals who threaten physical harm to others from misusing firearms.
This is turning out to be a truly consequential Supreme Court term. Today's decision shifting the court's direction on the Second Amendment, and still to come, that major abortion case out of Idaho, the first test of a state abortion ban since the court overturned Roe versus Wade 2 years ago. And then the biggest case of the term, Donald Trump's claim that because he was president, he has absolute immunity from any criminal prosecution for his actions to overturn the 2020 election. Whit?
Those major decisions still ahead. Terry Moran for us, thank you so much. Next tonight, Donald Trump's lawyers challenging the appointment of special counsel Jack Smith to his classified documents case. Defense attorneys accusing Attorney General Merrick Garland, who appointed Smith, of setting up a, quote, shadow government to prosecute Trump because Smith was not confirmed by the Senate, even though that argument has been rejected in other cases. The hearing is further delaying a possible trial. New campaign reporting show former President Donald Trump eclipsing President Joe Biden's fundraising edge. The Biden-Harris campaign and the Democratic National Committee together raised more than $85 million in May, while Donald Trump and the Republican National Committee raised $141 million on a surge in contributions during Trump's hush money trial and felony conviction. And a reminder, next Thursday night on ABC, you can watch the CNN presidential debate simulcast. The night all starts at 8 p.m. Eastern with the ABC News special Race for the White House with David Muir and the ABC News political team. Again, that's Thursday night on ABC. And next here tonight, the ABC News exclusive with the wife of the man electrocuted in a hot tub at a resort in Mexico. She was seriously injured but survived, and she's now speaking out for the first time about the painful ordeal, how she learned that her husband had died, and why she says this never should have happened. ABC's Matt Rivers with her story and the video of this disturbing incident.
Tonight, new details about this horrific incident last week at a Mexican resort. An El Paso man killed after being electrocuted in a hot tub. His wife severely injured alongside him, speaking exclusively to ABC News.
How strange is it to be talking about him in the past tense?
I still can't believe it.
Zambrano and her husband George Guillen taking these pictures just before getting into the hot tub. Moments later, painful electric shocks shooting through her body, temporarily paralyzing her.
The shocks were so strong and unbearable that I prayed to God and I said, God, I'm yours.
And then this terrifying scene. Liz says she was unconscious for 5 minutes. This video now part of the investigation. Liz pulled out of the hot tub without a pulse and later medevaced to the hospital. She overheard nurses speaking in Spanish.
One of them says, no, su esposo no la hizo.
What does that mean in English?
Her husband didn't make it.
Zambrano now suing the vacation rental company they booked with called Casa Go, claiming negligence and wrongful death, saying someone needs to take accountability.
Because I feel that this could have been prevented.
The lawsuit claims Liz's husband was electrocuted and drowned underwater for 10 minutes. and that at no time prior did the defendants seek to engage the emergency shutoff. Costco is denying responsibility, saying in part the Homeowners Association is responsible for all common areas and that Costco, a vacation rental company, is not involved in any management or maintenance of the resort.
And Whit, ABC News has asked the Homeowners Association for comment, but has not yet heard back. The lawsuit, meanwhile, alleges that all of this was caused by faulty wiring, though that is still under official investigation. Whit?
Matt Rivers for us. Thank you. Also tonight, an Oklahoma father of 2 arrested in Turks and Caicos for having bullets in his luggage will see no jail time. Ryan Watson going home, given a 1-year suspended sentence and a $2,000 fine. Watson is one of 5 Americans recently arrested with bullets, potentially facing a 12-year sentence. 2 of the Americans were already spared jail time, and tonight Watson is going home as well. Well, a new delay for the return of Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. It blasted off 2 weeks ago on its first crewed test mission to the space station, but its return is now being postponed for a 4th time. NASA says it wants more time to review test data. The mission has had trouble with thrusters and helium leaks, but the 2-person crew can stay on the space station as long as necessary. When we come back, the American tourist killed by a charging elephant, what we've now learned, and the urgent search for a missing 4-year-old lost in the wilderness. The news from authorities tonight. Tonight, we're learning about an American tourist killed by an elephant in Zambia. Authorities say the 64-year-old woman was trampled when the elephant broke from a herd and charged at a vehicle carrying tourists, throwing her to the ground. It's the 2nd such attack this year. And the urgent search for a missing 4-year-old boy lost in the wilderness in Fresno County, California, is over. Christian Ramirez surviving the night. He disappeared yesterday morning while camping with his family. A rescue team finding him nearly 24 hours later, saying he was hungry and tired, but otherwise okay. The family reunited. When we come back, the urgent recall for more than 500,000 portable battery chargers at risk of fire. To the index now, Costco recalling 567,000 portable device battery chargers over concerns they could overheat and cause fires. The company receiving 120 reports of the MyCharge Power Hub all-in-one overheating while charging. They are also blamed for at least 2 house fires. Owners are warned to stop using them immediately. Free replacements are available from MyCharge. And they are celebrating in Boston. More than 1 million Celtics fans turning out to cheer on the new NBA champions. In true Boston fashion, the players riding duck boats through the city. Congratulations to Boston. When we come back, the beloved fire battalion chief and the emotional surprise during his personal battle.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Vivguard and Vivguard Hytrulo.
Finally tonight, America Strong, the fire battalion chief battling cancer, arriving for his last round of chemo, and the firefighters answering the call.
42-year-old Brandon Wilson knew this day would be special. The veteran Corona Fire Battalion chief finishing his final chemotherapy treatment after a 6-month battle with Hodgkin's lymphoma. But the real surprise came before. Wilson, with his wife and 2 kids, greeted by more than 50 uniformed firefighters from across Southern California. Tearful hugs and congratulations on handwritten signs.
It means the world, you know.
We did it because we love our brother. He's been with us for about 19 years, made a dramatic impact on all of us, and we wanted to be here and support his last day of chemo.
Fist bumps down the line as Wilson met with beaming faces, the community's support behind him.
Being a firefighter, you have to show up and be able to overcome adversity. The only difference in this situation is we're used to solving problems on our own. He needed to rely on a larger network to solve this problem.
Forever grateful to the many men and women taking a moment to celebrate Wilson's recovery and the life ahead of him.
There's brighter days for sure ahead.
Brighter days than that special moment. Thanks so much for watching tonight. I'm Wade Johnson in New York. I'll see you on GMA in the morning. For David and all of us here, good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.